All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tox, and this is Football Fans Tribe. Over here, we interview Nigeria football fans after matches, and we give you Nigeria football fan content back to back. So if you're new here, please click that subscribe button and thank you so much for watching as always. So if you're new here, this is what we normally do after each Wafcon game. This is what we've been doing so far. So this is a quick match reaction on the game that just concluded. It ended Morocco won, Nigeria won in full time, and after extra time, it was 2 red cards to the to two Super Falcons players, Halimatu Ayinde and of course Rasheedat Ajibade getting sent off in the second half of the game. It was a hard fought, hard fought loss in the end. But then the Super Falcons, we will get into much of the details of the game as we move on. But in case you're new here, just click the subscribe button and also like this video. If you're watching us on Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, please subscribe, retweet, or follow us before you leave. I'm not going to be doing this alone as we try to dissect what just happened right now. I have a guest in the house. His name is Radio Asensio, avid football lover and OAP and sports analyst of WFM Abuja. Asensio, are you there? Asensio? I think he's having some network issues. So, all right. So we'll just back. Are you here? Can you see me? Asensio, are you there? Okay, I think he's trying to sort out his audio or something. All right, but before he officially joins us, Asensio, can you see me? All right, I think he's trying to sort something out with his audio or something, but then we'll return back to him in a bit. So, like I was saying earlier, the game was a hard-fought loss for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I will start by saying, I know it's a losing situation, but I will start by saying congratulations to the Super Falcons. Congratulations to the Super Falcons for fighting so hard after going 2 players down in the second half. Also, congratulations to the Super Falcons for making many millions of Nigerians all over the world fall in love with Nigerian football once again. I know it's a difficult situation and you'll be wondering, maybe if you're a Moroccan or you have other nationality watching this video, you'll be wondering how do people fall in love with such a team after losing in the semi-finals. But it goes deeper than that because of the obvious disappointments we'll be having of recent. It wasn't much due to disappointment. It was more of the lackluster nature of the players when losing in certain situations. But then I'll say congratulations to the Super Falcons for fighting so hard, not just for themselves as individual players, of course, but for the nation and for the badge. We all know football is such a unifying factor in this country of diverse ethnicities and cultures called Nigeria. So congratulations for the Super Falcons for helping us foster love of the game, as so many Nigerians, male and female, fell in love with this team as they grew into the tournament. But it wasn't meant to be going all the way. But of course, we have a third place game to play versus Zambia on Friday the 23rd, I think, or the 22nd rather, of July 2022. And then the finals, South Africa versus Morocco, the host Morocco, will be played on Saturday the 23rd. So this game broke a record. All right, so the record it broke is that, let me just show you this before we move much further. And shout out to the Nigerian fans that turned up to the stadium back to back. I think we are one of the countries that had the highest support, apart from the host nation Morocco, of course, right from Rabat to the previous city we were in. We have had the most colorful fans in the competition, if I do say so myself. So congratulations and a big shout out to all the fans out there in Morocco that made the occasion colorful on the Nigerian green, white, green side. And then I said this match broke a record. So here it is, 45,562 in attendance at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. Now, this is a stadium of 53,000 capacity, and having 45,000 there to watch a women's AFCON game. Women AFCON. This is not the male AFCON. This is the women's game. I think it's a big kudos, and it shows you how much women's football and African football is moving on in the continent and worldwide. So it broke a record, right? So that's the record that broke 45,000 in attendance, the highest attendance in a women AFCON game ever recorded. So it's a kudos to the fans coming out. I know it was mostly Moroccans with a small pocket of Nigerian fans, and of course other nationalities will also participate as well. But it is what it is. Well, shout out to all the fans that turned up to watch that game, and to the fans that turned up. I'm sure you guys enjoyed a very, very captivating game of football. So it was Halimatu Ayinde getting sent off on the 46th minute, and then not soon after, Rasheedat Ajibade gunning for golden boots in the tournament, gunning for player of the tournament as well, but red carded with almost something similar to what Halimatu Ayinde got sent off for. All right, let me see if I can bring Asensio in. All right, so it was 2 red cards. I would like to know what you guys think about those red card calls. For me personally, I believe they were both red cards. Even Rashida, so immediately they showed the first on the first one. I was like, okay, when they gave her the red card, if you notice, there was this guilty look she had. She had this guilty look, and she was like thankful that it was a red card. She was like, okay, ref, thank you. No wala, you too much. But then immediately they showed the first replay. I was like, nah, she's gone. She's gone. Immediately that first replay came in. I was like, no, there's no way this girl is surviving this one. But then as the VAR checked it over and over and over again, of course, the thing even gets worse when the slow motion is slowed down even further. So it went very, very slow, and then the referee cancelled the yellow card and, of course, got her sent off. Like I said earlier, I would like to know your thoughts on the red card situation. They tried very, very much. And then, if you notice, most of the shows we'll be doing after this Women AFCON games, Brenda, our female guest, normally speaks very, very highly of Gift Monday. She won the best player of the tournament in the just concluded Nigerian Women Football Super League, and there was a chance in the extra time. I think she made a very, very long run, and then it was a shot off her left foot, and it just came off the crossbar. At that point, I was believing, oh my God, I think this thing is going to finally work out for us. And then shout out as well to Chiamaka Nnadozie. She faced about 8 shots on target, I think, or was it 6 or 7? She faced about 6 to 8 shots on target in the second half, and from the second half, after we were on 9 men, from that point on to the 30 minutes of extra time. So she was facing shot after shot after shot. She made some brilliant saves, and everything was just so smooth from her. Penalties, of course, is a 50-50 game. Anything can happen. You can either lose or win, but then kudos to Chiamaka Nnadozie for all those saves she made and for keeping composed. As well, I think we can also pinpoint some things that happened with the coach, starting Ashley Plumpter at left back. Now, something where me I don't speak against right from the origin of this tournament. When they did it against South Africa, I was like, you must not play Plumpter and Onome. You're the coach. You can choose one. And that Onome's wing, playing both of them, Plumpter is not blessed with pace. Onome is not blessed with pace. So I think there would not have been an equalizing goal. So if Morocco for not even equalize, like say Tony Payne been there that left back, which she don't they play since they come. But then I think Plumpter overlapped, and then she was too slow in coming back. Onome was exposed, and then it was a cross into the box, and then the finish from the Moroccan player. It is what it is. All those things they did painful. It was just looking like it was our day. And then luck was on our side, and then there was a clean, clear-cut opportunity the Moroccan player got. I think she was clear on goal. Her shot just went wide. I'm sure many Nigerians at this point were saying, something is working for us. In as much as we don't get 2 red cards, but something is working for us. But then again, it wasn't to be in the end. But I just want to say this one about the Moroccan fans. We need not make this African game, and especially the women's game, very, very dirty. This is not the way to win. If you win a football match and then you win a football match, okay, you thank God that, okay, you've won a football match, but you shouldn't be in situations where you're pointing lasers at the players' eyes and doing all sorts of, should I call it negative gamesmanship. It's very, very wrong. It's something that should not be seen in Africa. We should try and shift away all these fan antics, the negative side of fan antics away from our football. There's no need. If you go win, you go win. No be all those things go win you the match. I believe all those things, that's not what made Ifeoma Onumonu miss a penalty. But she missed a penalty, and that was a decisive miss. We move, but all those things should be shifted away from the game. That was a very, very poor from you Moroccan fans. I'm talking to you directly now. That was very, very poor. And I'm not supposed to do that kind of nonsense thing. You're trying to give yourself an advantage, but then if you lose the game after doing all that, what do you now say? And you're playing home today, you're at home in this tournament, but one day you're going to go away to another country as well. How would you feel if you lose a game and then you start finding small reasons that, okay, the play was made difficult when lasers are being pointed into your players' eyes, and I don't go feel good now. So let's stop all that rubbish. It has no place in football doing all those things. Of course, you can chant on your players. Of course, you can appreciate your players, but you need not do stuff like this. We don't see it in the biggest competition. So why not they come, they bring, I come the African game and come the women's game, whether they try project, whether they try sell. It is wrong. You should stop that rubbish. It has no place in football. And then away from that one too, I think there was a point where a Nigerian defender was down. I think that was the 75th minute. I took note of the time. And then the Moroccan player just went straight for goal and then had a shot. I think it was a shot off target. But even in war, there's what they call rules of engagement. You shouldn't be, when a player is down, whether you believe it's drama or not, you're facing this player, so you're obviously seeing it. It could be you one day. Now, one thing for football be that everything can always turn around to work against you that's doing it today. So you need not do all those things because he's playing for you today. He may play against you tomorrow and then you feel bad. And one thing that happens is that what goes around surely comes around. So it's what it is. Let's try and bring a more wholesome feel to the game. We should be more of games men or games women. We should respect each other. There should be fair play at all times. We shouldn't be doing all this rubbish and then we must win by all costs. We must win by all means because you're home today, like I said earlier. One day you go there away. And when they do all these things, it surely won't feel good, especially after you lose a game. So I know I might be whining. I'm not being a bad loser here. I've congratulated the Moroccan team. Congratulations to you. But these are just a few pointers from my end. I'm saying, yo, we need to cut this shit out permanently. You shouldn't be doing that. If that's how you win this competition, if in the final you go do all those things against South Africa and you win this competition by pointing lasers in players' eyes and then not respecting fair play, unworthy champions, in my opinion. Let's see if we can get Radio Asensio in one more time. Asensio, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Finally.
Loud and clear.
I don't vex on my own self. The thing don't depend myself. Your thoughts on the game, man, before we wrap this up very, very quickly. Guys, let us know in the comment section your thoughts on the game too.
It was quite disappointing, no doubt about it. But the Super Falcons first, like real heroines, nobody gave them a chance, I must be honest.
Yeah.
Losing and it's something that no coach will want, no coach at all will want. However, I think we brought it upon ourselves. We could have changed this scenario earlier in this game, but we did not do the right thing. Look at the fact that the coach had several opportunities. Immediately we scored the first goal and the red card was issued. We could have made a change to take away the sting in the match entirely. And at that point, the Moroccans will begin to reshuffle. But we let it play. It was like we're confident with the fact that we're 9-man, and the coach did not see any problem. I think that's my biggest problem with this game. The fact that even Ifeoma had no business on the match to the 120th minute. She was exhausted. She was
right from the 80th minute. The team was showing.
She had no input in the match, and then Randy still left her on the field of play, and then you begin to ask yourself, what exactly was he doing? And look at his substitution. I thought Raw was rubbish, but today I just saw a coach that is worse than Raw in terms of
has been exposed now.
Why
start Plumped at left back? Why start Plumped at left back?
She has specifically said that she's not even a left back. Tony Payne was a disaster at right back. She was just going forward and I love their energy, but the truth of the matter is, what did she offer to the team going forward? What did she offer to the team defensively? It was nothing to write home about. The fact that she had energy doesn't mean that she was giving us what we wanted. Tony Payne was an absolute disaster. And now Ashley has said it clearly that she's not a natural left back, that she's the center back. But the coach decides to go. You went
persisting with that nonsense every time.
You went to 25 players in the tournament. And then the Super Falcons, out of the coach wiseness in quotes, is playing players off their position at right and left back. And then you ask yourself, were there no players in this team?
Mhm.
When the red card was issued to Halimatu Ayinde, we knew at that moment that they had taken away the woman that was, of course, doing the dirty job for us.
Yeah.
What did the coach do?
Mm.
We had a Regina O2 on the bench.
Mhm.
The coach did not bring her on. At that
Even if you
point, we're
bring in
supposed to
Effie self for
sacrifice,
energy.
even Pete Effie, we're supposed to sacrifice somebody and bring in a defensive midfielder because we needed to choke the midfield. You
Mhm.
look at what led to the goal. What led to the goal of the Moroccans? They sliced through the midfield so easily, and Onomebe could not keep up for pace.
That's it.
And then
And
when the
Tony Bain
goalkeeper,
is the
of course,
person normally covering her on that wing. So why
and
is she on the
and
right and then
Onome
you're
could
playing
not,
Plumter at
she
left back?
she couldn't keep up for pace. And when the
Um,
cross came in, Chamaka mishandled the ball,
yeah.
and the centre backs were behind the goalkeeper, and they scored. But
Yeah.
even at 1-1, there
Mm.
was still a way we could get into the game. I don't want to talk about the red card because personally, I think Rashida should have been a yellow card. I beg your pardon, Rashida should have been a sending off. However, Ainde should have not been a red card. I think it should have been a yellow card because there was no intent, and the fact that it was against run of play and she was not even attacking or trying to, of course, cause an intentional foul on the player.
I think
However,
it's just the way it
Rashidat,
looks. When it looks that bad,
exactly.
they normally
I
bring
think Rashidat Taku
yeah,
was quite bad because the
yeah,
fact that she went lunging on the foot on the
yeah,
player,
yeah.
and I think there was no question about it. But I
Mm.
think the Inde's own was too harsh. But however, there was a similar tackle on Osinachi Ohale, and the VR did not call
Did not call, yeah.
for
Yeah.
it to be reviewed.
Yeah.
I think there was a whole lot, but Randy has a whole chunk of the blame. The
Mm.
girls fought so hard.
Mm.
But again, talks. Let's even talk about the penalty shootout. Now,
Mm.
the last time the Super Falcons were at this same scenario,
Mm.
Tochiko Olori was the goalkeeper
Yeah.
in the last AFCON.
Mm.
And then you ask yourself, she saved penalties. What was Chamakan and Doze doing on the field at penalty shootout? It's a big call. She should have left the field of play. The fact that this same Tochukwu was against Jamaica, she
Mm.
was the goalkeeper against Jamaica, and she
Yeah.
saved the penalty.
Mhm.
Under Randy already tells him that he has a goalkeeper that can actually save a penalty. Why leave Nadozie on the field of play for the penalty shootout? I think a whole lot was wrong in this game. Even
Lot
at
of
the fact that we're down to 9 women, we could have still won this game. However, the big positive is the fact that we have a player like Monday Gift. We have a
yeah.
player like Rasheedat Ajibade.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a player like Otu who has shown. And just imagine Okobi could have missed the tournament because the coach did not know her
Did not know her.
until injury struck into the team, and then Okobi had to come into this team.
Mm-hmm.
And look at our changes. Okobi left the field of play.
Mm-hmm.
Ainde was red carded. Ainde was red carded. I beg your pardon. Uchebi also left the field of play. The three powerhouse in the midfield left the field of play, and in the wiseness of Coach Randy, he brought on Rita Chikwelu. Now
I
we
beg.
needed runners.
I beg. I don't
We
tire.
needed
I
we
don't
needed
I
we
don't
needed
tire.
runners. We needed those who could fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the coach decided to go for a player like Rita Chukwuelu. How does that? If you were bringing her in for penalty shootout, I understand. But why do you bring her into the game? I think there was a whole lot of problem with this game. However, I think I am impressed that competitive wise, the Super Falcons gave a fight, and that's the true Nigerian spirit,
Yeah.
and they displayed it.
Yeah.
But I think officiating is also a big problem, and CAF must do better. How do you bring lasers into a football match?
Oh,
How?
but I beg, I don't
How do you
address
get
that issue.
lasers
I
into a
beg.
football match?
It
It is
is
just
well.
painful. It is
It's
painful.
painful to lose in
It
such a
is
way,
just
but
painful.
anyway,
Exactly.
let's
But they
take
are still
comments. Let me just take a couple of
exactly.
comments,
They
and
are
then
still positive.
they are still positive to take, my brother. Okay, we'll just take okay. Adora Ransom says kudos to our ladies, but the ref could have checked ours too. And then Sage Art said those girls tried, and then um and then Ahmed Kubani said hard luck for Nigeria. Morocco was strongest in the penalty shootout because of 2 red cards. Frederick Ede says Nigeria was cheated on as well. And then Abraham Damilare Agbomeyo says, radio assistant, don't blame the coach. He sees what we can't see. It is what it is. I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. I don't have
See,
that. Don't.
let me reply to this comment. When we use this word that we shouldn't blame the coach, he sees what we don't see. Now
Mm,
it's our job to
mhm.
criticize the coach when he's wrong.
Yeah,
And yes, the coach has the final say, but he doesn't know all.
yeah.
It is it
Definitely,
is it
nobody
is
knows
certain that
all.
Randy doesn't even know these players more than some of us know these players.
Yes.
Forget the fact that
Mhm.
he's the one training these girls.
Yeah.
It took criticism for him to know that Rita Chukwelu should not be starting.
Yeah.
And then Okobi and Ajibade and Ayinde, and of course I had to come into the team. If
Mhm.
he knowed better against South Africa, if Okobi had started, we might have been in the route of Zambia and not Morocco.
You know, you know.
It could have been a different story. So when you say the coach sees it all, I disagree. He sees it all, but when he doesn't do well, we should criticize him. I
He may
think
see it
the
all.
super,
I think finally the
yes,
thing is that he may see it all, but he doesn't know it all, and everybody has
exactly.
room
He
to
doesn't know
improve
it
and
all
adjust. Uh-huh.
because we've seen in times past when we've employed what used to be our best artists,
Mm-hmm.
and if you had a plan, it begins to question: did we really plan for penalty shootout? Because if we planned, I think we would have known between the two goalkeepers who was the better
It
of
was
the two,
better. Yeah.
and one has been in a competition where she has saved a whole lot of penalties in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in fact, the last time we won the Wafcon, it was a penalty shootout both against South Africa and against Cameroon.
Yeah.
And we had Tochko Oloyi in goal.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you not make her come into goal for a game as big as this? Why do you
Um,
leave why do you leave the
it's
goalkeeper
a shame.
that was G3 and later became strong in the post? There's a whole lot of issues. I think we should just play the third place game and then come back to Nigeria. After that, we begin to re-strategize for the World Cup. But in my own opinion, personally, I think the NFF should begin to shop for a coach. Now look at the coach of Morocco, Reynard Pedros.
Yeah.
He's a two-time UEFA Champions League coach and a former FIFA Women's Coach of the Year.
It is
What is
what
the
it
pedigree
is.
of our coach?
It
What
is
is the
what it is.
pedigree of our coach?
He has long hair like
Our
the other
coach is
man.
a nougat coach. Is a nougat coach. Because when you say a collegiate coach in America,
Mm,
what it means in Nigeria is a nougat coach. Is a university coach.
yeah.
That's the coach of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, compared to a coach that has won the European Championship. Look at the coach of the Moroccan national team. He knew what exactly he was doing. Look at the way Morocco played fluid football.
I think
It was not about
let's just at the end of the day, is what it is, and I think
exactly.
the girls fighting so hard and dragging it to penalties was a good one. Rasheedat Ajibade has grown into prominence. That's another positive to take.
Yeah,
Chiamaka Nadozie did very very well, keeping the game the way it was. We really need that's in terms of positive, but in terms of adjustment,
a
we
whole
really
lot.
need a whole lot. And this whole persistence of you want to play two players by force at the detriment of the team, it really should stop. We've seen that in the Super Eagles and seen it in the Super Falcons right from the South African game. We've been complaining about this whole plot. I don't want to go over it again. I beg. We just have to move. All right. We'll just take a couple of comments and then we're out of here. This is meant to be a very very quick one. And then Ibitoye Sheriff Olani says that coach tried 9 against 11 is not easy. What we are saying is that even if it's not easy, he would have made changes and then it could have been better. And then
Better.
Ibitoye Sheriff again says that lasers now rubbish, but I'm proud of my Super Falcons. All right, thank you so much for coming through, Asensio. A couple of network issues before we started. No while. Hopefully,
Yeah,
let's see if we
well,
can do a longer version of this one and we move. But Moroccan fans, make gonna stop that rubbish with that laser. Oh. Una go person home
just
one day. Oh.
definitely,
Football doesn't
definitely.
end in
But just
Morocco.
at all, at
Mm,
all. But just before I go, I think I must also praise the Super Falcons players.
mm,
They stood dogged and, of course, stood so strong
yeah.
and showed that they can actually fight. I think the very first time in a very long time that, despite the fact that I knew a team was destined to lose, I
Mm,
was still uncertain with the outcome of the entire performance of them.
yeah. Yeah.
9 against 11 is no easy feat against
Mm,
any team.
yeah.
Be it the fact that we even play Mauritania, we will
Mm-hmm.
still struggle.
Yeah.
But of course, the girls fought hard and they did so well. Kudos to every single Super Falcons player, and I must say, congratulations to the team. However, it is time to move on. and begin to look at the World Cup. I'm not interested in the top place. I don't even want to hear it. Let's just look ahead of the World Cup
All
and
right.
then begin to plan ahead.
We'll look ahead to the World Cup. We'll plan ahead. And if you like to follow Radio Asensio, check out his Instagram, his Twitter, and Facebook. Just search that handle right there under his beautiful green jacket. And of course, keep up
The
with us on our
Nigerian
social
way.
media. Keep up with us on our social media handles tagged in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. This was a quick reaction to the game, and hopefully the Super Falcons will be back. And then, even if we don't care, but at least we'll have one eye on the third place game. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't leave without subscribing. Don't leave without liking this video. And see you soon.